All right, my guest at this time is an indie pro wrestler out of New York. You can catch her at Big Time Wrestling this coming weekend. The Trifecta, MJ Jenkins, is joining me right now. Good evening, MJ.
Good evening. How are you?
Doing good, doing real good. I want to thank you for taking this time and being on the show this evening. I truly appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for having me. It's really an honor. I appreciate it.
Well, before I get to the questions, I want to let people know that the first time I met you was last month, the first Girl Fight show of 2016. Uh,
Yes, I remember that.
and and you wasn't originally on the bill at first, and you was like I guess a late addition to the show.
Oh, no, the whole thing of where the thing that was going was that, well,
Hmm.
yeah, I was kind of a late addition, but I kind of knew for a while that I was going to do the show. But yeah, to everyone else, it kind of was like, oh, last minute addition. But no, I kind of knew ahead of time that I was going to be on the show.
Oh, okay, okay, I got you. Well, no, nonetheless, it was great to see you. You look lovely, and I got a glimpse of what the trifecta is all about, and anyone who dares to step in the trifecta zone. Um, so MJ, what got you started into becoming a wrestler? How did it all start off for you?
Basically, it was a childhood dream because, I grew up watching wrestling right before the Attitude Era took off. And, it was just, it went from watching the women on TV, watching China and Jacqueline, and I just said, hey, I'm going to be like Jacqueline when I grow up. And from there, it went from playing the video games to going to the shows as a kid to being then going to, adulthood. And I'm just like, okay, well, Mo, what do you want to do with your life? And it's, well, MJ knows what she wants to do, the same thing as she always wanted to do, and that would be a professional wrestler. So it's basically passion from jump, passion that from a kid, from just falling in love with wrestling and what I saw on TV.
I was just gonna bring that up, the Jacqueline tweet. Yes.
Oh, my
Uh,
Jacqueline tweet.
so this is from MJ Jenkins. Her Twitter handle is at Will MJ Jenkins underscore, and this is what you tweeted as it pertains to your inspiration, who will be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in a few weeks' time. As a kid, I was asked who I wanted to be when I grew up. I said hashtag Jacqueline, hashtag my inspiration, hashtag WWEHOF 2016, hashtag congrats. Big
Yes.
news as of now confirmed, Jacqueline will be the female inductee into the Hall of Fame. And not only that, she made history yet again by becoming the first African American female to be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
She
Um,
did. I'm so proud for her and happy for her.
what did
You
you
know,
what did you like so much, Jacqueline? What made her stood out to you?
for
Being
one, sorry to cut you off, but for one, you gotta understand, at that time there was no one else looked like me. There was no one else, no one really that I could relate to. I mean, there were African American men there, but as far as the women, they were all, you know, either blonde hair or black hair and white skin or olive skin. And Jacqueline, here she comes out, and it's like, oh, okay, she's my skin tone. So this thing that I love and that I feel is like a part of me. I can do that too. And one thing, Jacqueline was just always so strong. Like I remember when they transitioned and had her doing the Tough Enough, and she was one of the coaches, and she clotheslined the heck out of this one girl named Jackie, and I was like, oh, but just from the very jump, she was so strong, she was so beautiful, and she was so confident in that ring, and it just made me feel like I can be strong, and I can be beautiful, I can be confident, I can be all these things, because here is this beautiful African American woman that's in there doing it. Like, she's in there grounding and pounding. And one thing is she wasn't just like a diva or like some pretty model girl. She was it. You know, she still is it. She still looks great. So that was the whole thing, that it was just, and mind you, the MJ, Monique, is my first name. A is Jacqueline. So we actually share a name. Coincidence or not, I don't know, but yeah. So my whole MJ Jenkins is Monique Jacqueline Jenkins. So yes,
I could definitely see the coincidence and the resemblance. You know, what I remember the most about Jacqueline is when she first debuted to the WWE, and that she, you know, part of the storyline with Mark Merrill and Sable, and how Mark and Sable just went their separate ways, and then here comes this woman, you know, Jacqueline, and I was like, wow, she's legit, and she close, and she definitely gave Sable, she roughed her up a bit, and you brought up the tough enough, and you brought up and I was just like, okay, that's. Like you point out, we've seen African American men, but we never seen an African American female. See, without Jacqueline, there is no Sasha Banks, there is no Alicia Fox, there is no Jazz, there is no Awesome Kong, and there ain't no other aspiring female.
Or whoever else is that's there, but she really did bring something different, and you could just tell that she was the legit real deal.
And the fact that she gets to be inducted in her home state of Texas, that's gonna.
Oh, she loved that. I can imagine. I think that's one of the proudest moments, is to do something and, you know, have it as your dream and your goal, and then to receive the most highest honor. Like, she's a legend. She's really a legend. Yes. She's a living legend, and you know I aspire to be a living legend. I'm actually a living legend in the making, MJ. Yes. I'll have Hall of Fame one day.
I've already witnessed it, and I believe in you. I truly believe in you, and
you better believe.
I don't want you to give me no headlock or anything the next time you see me. I mean, I know I'm tall, but you're a wrestler, so...
Don't worry. I usually forearm the crap out of people, and people are scared of my forearms and my clothesline.
Wow, okay. Well,
yeah, I remember it was funny. I don't know if you know, but Rick Cataldo, I trained with him in my earlier days, and, you know, somebody was making jokes about, you know, people, you know, getting hit or something, and I was like, let me tell you something. These bees be falling before I even hit them. Like, they see me coming in like, oh, no.
Wow. Rick is a hilarious dude. I know, I recognize him from his WSU days. And he's quite the character.
He's quite the character, and he's just, Rick is really one of a kind. I actually got my start with Rick Cataldo in WSU. I had a match as a tag team match, and then later we formed Cookies and Cream. But so I definitely was under his guidance. And since I've been doing a lot of things now and really sticking to my guns with wrestling, he hits me up and he's like, you know, I'm really proud of you, Mo. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Really proud of you.
Must be a proud papa, I suppose. A very, very proud papa.
Yeah.
So now, as far as your wrestling career is concerned, I know you got a big show coming up this weekend.
Yeah.
And a lot of big names are going to be there. Big Time Wrestling is the name of the company. Why don't you go ahead and talk about that, and who are some of the notable names that are going to be there? And I
Oh,
also
man.
hear,
So Big Time Wrestling is actually a big-time wrestling company. They have Sting coming through. Sting is also going to be doing a meet and greet. They have the Sandman is going to be there. Raven is going to be there. Oh, man, there's a few other names. I'm just trying to remember them all. But it's going to be a lot of basically wrestling top-notch guys. These guys are legends, and you get to have a meet and greet with them. You have to be there at 5:30 in Connecticut. And, yeah, so I'll be there. It's really quite interesting and quite honored because, I've had my, my WWE tryout, and then now I'm here on a show with major wrestling talents who've been in the WWE, been in all these, amazing companies. Just to have this opportunity, it's great. Yeah.
I do have the names in front of me. You pointed out Sting, who
Yeah.
just as of
Oh, yeah,
today.
Homicide is going to be there too, so that's going to be really, really great.
So Sting's going to be there. Lex Luger, Raven, Sandman,
Yeah.
Gangrel, Homicide, just to name a few. They all will be there, as well as the Trifecta, MJ Jenkins.
Yes, sir.
So at 5:30 p.m. you have the meet and greet with Sting. And speaking of Sting, he just announced, it's been announced as of today that he is going to be officially retiring from in-ring action.
Right.
And I guess we all should have seen this coming, especially since that match with Seth Rollins September
Oh, yes.
last
I
year.
believe that's when he got injured.
Yeah, so and he hasn't really been the same since, health-wise. And I know people still have hopes for a potential Sting versus Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Yes.
But
That would really been awesome. I feel like that should have happened, and you never know. Maybe if he's healed one day, he can do it, because that's something that, from a fan's point of view, is something. Even as a wrestler, coming from a wrestler's point of view, it's one of those things that just should happen.
I mean, it's just, it's unfortunate, and the injury that he was diagnosed, it's the exact same injury that forced Edge to retire 5 years ago. And
Right.
He was a lot younger than, he was like in his 30s when he retired, and Sting is right there in his 40s and 50s. So.
And that's still pretty young too,
Yeah.
especially as far as wrestling.
Yeah. So I also hear that you do more, or you are a trifecta for a reason, but you're more than just talented in wrestling, though. I hear you're a singer, you do other things.
Yes, honey, I can sing and I also act.
Okay.
So, yes, I've had experience with acting. I did recent work on the new Netflix series called The Get Down. So you should definitely watch that. I believe season 1 is out right now. I believe it's coming out pretty soon. I also sing. Yes, I do.
Well,
I mean, unfortunately for my opponents, I sing, You Better Respect Me, while pounding their head to the mat, but they'll be all right eventually, one day.
Absolutely. Well, one of my favorite pictures of you, MJ, is actually your current profile pic, and you are in Miss Ray Lynn, Miss Molly Cyrus herself.
Oh yeah, Ray Lynn.
Yeah, so I seen the pic, and I don't. What show was that from when that pic was taken?
Oh, that picture is from Super Kick. Super Kick over where I went to overseas, as I like to call it. But everyone's like, it's not overseas, India. And I'm like, yeah, well, over Canada, so technically it's overseas. Yeah, that was a Super Kick in Canada. That was that show. That was my first show that I've ever done in Canada.
That's
what that picture.
what was that experience like, getting a chance to wrestle outside of America, and how the crowd reacted?
Oh man, you see, this show, this atmosphere is completely different, because it's more of like a rock star concert kind of feel. You know, no one's sitting down, everyone's standing up, all the fans are surrounded by the ring. You also had fans up above us in the bleachers. The lighting was incredible. It's just, it literally felt like a party, like a wrestling party. And, you know, so the crowd was so much more into it, and just from the most the simplest of things, even from my entrance, they were on fire. So especially once we started wrestling, it was just this exhilarating feeling, like you felt chills. That's the way the crowd in Canada was. It was just very chilling and gave you goosebumps. It was very different for me, because of course I had to travel, you know, several hours and going across the border. Overall I really liked it, because I like anything that takes me outside of my comfort zone and outside of my shell. So, you know, traveling, doing that, being on the road, you know, going into hotels and finally going into showtime. And then once I hear my music, I was like, all right, it's go time. And it was one of the best experiences I've had since. Yes, definitely.
Well, I guess you definitely are approaching that international status now.
Oh, I am, baby. I mean, the
Yeah.
trifecta. I am a freaking star. Yes.
Yes. So I also want to talk to you about a report that I read about you. I read one of my favorite websites to read is Diva Dirt, and they did this article about the Arnold's Classic. You were there, but
Yes.
not as a spectator, not just there. You actually had a WWE tryout.
Yes,
Um,
I did. I was shining, stunting on him.
what was that like, just to at least have the opportunity to try out?
It was nerve-wracking, exhilarating. It it was one of the most proudest. It was just so like, you know, when you have that dream of what you want to be when you grow up, and you get to that place, or just that moment to where you can finally see that what I've been doing is working, and what I want with my life can actually happen and is happening. And all of that, it was like a overwhelming feeling of joy, excitement, and wanting to just go hard as soon as I came out that curtain, from the moment of being backstage, from just seeing everybody, and like even, you know, in between of sets for when we had to try out, just watching the show and seeing the way things were run backstage, I was just sitting there, and you know what, this is where I belong. It gave me that feeling of, I belong here, I'm going to be here, and you're going to see me soon here. And it was just everything that I could have imagined and more, and now I'm just still ready to just really, really go hard at it.
I will say that I'm definitely proud of you for you being in that position. There's a lot of people that could have been there, and you was one of the few that had a chance to showcase your skills.
Right.
And it definitely speaks volumes.
And
Considering,
I'm going to say this, because you did say a lot of people could have been there, and I was one of the few. I like to really, you know, because, you know, people always say, oh, somebody else could have, this person could have, and that person
yeah,
could have, but no one is really going to really put in that work
yeah,
that gets you there. So no matter what, you know, I always like to look at things that I do and points that I get to as a success and recognize it, because, you know, everyone wants to be a John Cena, or everyone wants to be a Brock, or whoever, but not everyone's really willing to put in work to get there. So I feel like I was one of those few, because I was consistent, and my passion and everything that I do, it really led me to that position. So, you know, if anybody out there is really trying to be a wrestler, don't focus on, oh, well, I could do this, and no. You say it, but are you going to do it? Are you really going to get in that ring? And it's not just in the ring, it's outside too. You have to be 100% at all times. You need to be undeniable. And MJ Jenkins, I'm undeniable.
That could be another nickname for you, undeniable. You know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know, well, you know.
I didn't mean to go off, by the way. I'm just really passionate.
You know.
The passionate diva, baby.
we can go with undeniable down the road, but the trifecta would do, because, you know, it stays true to you and your talents. So
yeah. Yes, it is.
We'll stick with trifecta for sure.
So, we're sticking with trifecta. That's me all the way.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. So, who are some wrestlers out there that you haven't had a chance to work with, but would like to work with one day?
Some wrestlers out there that I haven't worked with that I want to work with. Let's see. I know, oh man, I never really thought about this really hard. I just always get up and go, and who I'm working with is who I'm working with. I really do, Asuka.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. You know, I actually took a picture with her and put it on my Instagram, and, you know, just meeting her was like a great thing, but I looked at her and I'm just like, and if I ever get you in the ring, me and you, I know we would tear it down, you know. And I really, really one day want to work with her in that ring, because I know it would be like a phenomenal match, a really astonishing match.
I mean, the wrestler formerly known as Kana, I mean, she has...
Oh, Awesome Kong.
Yeah, she has been absolutely sensational since debuting at NXT. And Triple H, regardless of what people feel about him, he deserves a lot of credit for getting playing a role of getting these signings into NXT, and to just, you know, and making...
Oh yes, of course. He's it's just, you know, people that outside of the business don't understand what's going on and what is needed. Everyone always has their opinions and what they think should be, but, you know, Triple H is there for a reason. This guy started out, you know, himself as an indie wrestler and worked his way up. I'm pretty sure he knows what he's doing, and that's why he's taken, you know, NXT to be such, like, its own brand now. It's not just developmental, it's a brand. It's the hottest thing that's out now. So, you know,
truly agree.
I'm sure
Truly agree.
I'm sure they'll be thanking him, and it was such an honor to meet Triple H backstage too. That was one of my highlights of the night too. After my trial, just introducing myself to him and saying hello, getting a minute of his time.
Very, very cool. Now currently the WWE World Heavyweight Champion for now a 14th time, and the guy, for a guy that's getting there in age, he looks like he's in his 30s. He's always staying in shape. He's always the specimen that he is. And whenever his name is called for a match, he's good to go. And he proved that at Roadblock last Saturday. I mean, he looked great. So I'm looking forward to seeing him at WrestleMania and see how that turns out. And people can follow MJ Jenkins at MJ Jenkins _ _. Again, that's Will MJ Jenkins _, all put together, nothing else in between.
Right.
She's also,
however, on Instagram and Facebook, it doesn't have an underscore, but on Twitter, it does have an underscore.
Yes, yes. So,
You know it's me. I'm the only beautiful, multi-talented diva with natural hair and an amazing face and an amazing body. So, yeah, that's me.
for sure, for sure. Well, MJ, it was great chatting with you. Thank you so
Thank
much
you for having me.
Thank
I
you so
really do
much.
appreciate it. Everyone, Tri-World, I can't wait to see you guys out there. Make sure you come to my shows, check everything, and I will be having some new merchandise available for you. You're going to love it.
I'm definitely looking forward to it, and I hope to see you back in the Girl Fight show in the future for sure. Or maybe you come here to Kentucky, which is where I live at. I'm sure there's plenty of companies that would love to have a trifecta such as yourself. So I guess it's my duty as a fan to spread the word of the trifecta. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Spread the word. We need to build up. Everyone who wants to be a part of Tri-World, I am your leader.
Hey,
I
well,
will not steer you wrong.
hey, count me in. Count me in
Good.
that regard. Thank you so much for your time, MJ. You have a great night.
You too.
All right, bye-bye.